Hi, today you're going to be cooking with Mama T. Want to teach you how to do a Georgia peach pie, and it's good. Let's get started. First of all, I'm going to run down the list of ingredients of what you're going to need. First of all, I like to have my hair pulled back, my cooking apron on, got to have it on, and the trusty old towel over the shoulder. Okay, first of all, going to run down these ingredients. What you're going to need is, first of all, for this Georgia peach pie, we're going to do a 10-inch crust. You can do a homemade crust, your choice of what you choose to do. For the women that don't have a lot of time and can't get it done and want to make this real quick, go to your store and pick up a box of these pre-made pie crusts. They're really good. This in here is the Pillsbury. I like to use this one once in a great while, but nothing compares to a homemade crust. So whenever you get the chance, do that. Anyways, next thing that you're going to need is a 29-ounce can of peaches. Does not matter what brand you choose to use. It's up to you. Again, a 29-ounce can of peaches. With those peaches, make sure that you drain that juice off, but save 3 tablespoons of the syrup off those peaches, because we're going to use that in the recipe today. So make sure that you save those. Next, what we're going to do is the ingredients is you need to have 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, okay? 3 tablespoons of your choice. What brand you choose to use is up to you. Again, you're going to need a cup of sugar, and with this sugar, what you're going to do is you're going to divide it. What you're going to need is 3 tablespoons of sugar out of this cup. So make sure that after you've done all your ingredients, scoop out 3 tablespoons of sugar, which I have already done, and I have put it in a cup. Okay. The next thing that you're going to need is, like I had told you, is the 3 tablespoons of the peach syrup right here. The next set of ingredients you're going to need is 3 large eggs, okay? Your next ingredient is 1/3 cup of buttermilk, and this is going to be the key ingredient for your Georgia peach pie, okay? And that's 1/3 cup of buttermilk, okay? Your next item will be a 1/2 cup of melted or softened butter, margarine, whatever you choose to use, but it has to be a 1/2 cup, okay? Then your next one will be 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, okay? 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, okay? And then again, you're going to need that pie crust to fit into your pie shell. I like to use a glass pie pan, but you can use the metal ones. I just prefer to use the glass because it seems to make the crust a little bit more of a golden brown and doesn't burn as fast. Okay, now what you do with those peaches once you've emptied the can and kept 3 tablespoons of that peach is you're going to cut those peaches up, dice them up real good. I like to just cut them in half. The bigger peaches, I'll cut them in 3s. Just depends on what size the peaches are. To start this out, you're going to have a separate bowl, and this is going to be for your dry ingredients to start out. So what you're going to do is you're going to take 3 tablespoons of cornstarch, and you're going to dump that in a bowl. Okay. The next thing you're doing, you're going to take 3 tablespoons of that sugar. You're going to dump it in there. Okay. The next thing you're going to do is that 3 tablespoons of peach juice that I told you to save earlier, you're going to pour it right in there on top of that. Okay. You're going to stir that up real good. And if you're all alone, I guess you do it yourself, or you can have a grandchild or one of your children do it. But you're going to stir that up real good. Then after you got that stirred up, you're going to add the remainder of your sugar to that mixture. Once you've gotten that going, you're going to add the 3 large eggs that I told you about. Okay. break those up. And I use a spatula to start the stirring process, but after a while I'll use a whisk to get it all good and going. Then go ahead and add your 1/3 cup of buttermilk, your 1/2 cup of butter, and your 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Then I switch over and I use my whisk. I usually do this recipe around the holidays, but I guess you could use this at any time. Fried chicken, mashed potatoes, Sunday, on a Sunday dinner, you could do a Georgia peach pie. This is a really delicious, delicious recipe. Make sure your oven is preheated to 400 degrees, and you're going to bake this for 45 minutes. Okay. Once that has been mixed real good, you're going to take your bowl of peaches, and you're going to pour this over the top of your peaches. Okay. Get that in there real. Make sure we get all of that in there. All right. Now, once you've done that, make sure you coat those peaches really, really well. Okay. Once you've done that, you're going to get your pie crust. Okay. And you're going to pour that right in there on that pie crust. Okay. Again, make sure you're using a 10-inch pie pan. Okay. All right. Let's go ahead and get all these dirty dishes up and out of the way. Okay. Once you've done that, you're going to take the other part of the pie crust. Now, when you purchase these, it comes with two. It comes with a top and a bottom. And you want to let those sit at kind of a room temperature, kind of get where they're, where you can spread them out a little easier. Once you've done that, once you go along the edges of it and kind of seal it, okay? Just seal it up there along that edge. You're going to pinch it. Pinch it. The way I talk. Pinch it. Make you a good seal. I think this is the longest process of it, is doing the sealing of it. Make sure you got a good connection there. That's just my preference. I don't want none of those juices seeping out. I want them to all stay with inside this pie crust. Okay. Once you've got a good seal on it, take it and fold it over. The top part, you might have a little bit there, and kind of just make what looks like a pie crust. I know your grandma and them used to make some really decorative pie crusts. At least mine did. My mom used to do all of her own baking of all of her own stuff. She used to make a really good chocolate pie with her own meringue. Of course, when you're kids, you didn't really care much for the meringue, but, as you got older, you kind of appreciated it. Anyways, this is kind of what it looks like. Now, again, once you've done that, you are going to take 1 teaspoon of sugar and 1 teaspoon, maybe 2 teaspoons of butter. With that, you're going to take a brush. Make sure you stir that up real good.